My God, is that some weird energy tonight? There is something in the air, and it's weird. You know, there was a big geomagnetic storm today from our white sun, and apparently you can see Aurora Borealis as far south as Tennessee. If anyone sees auroras that are on this stream, can you let me know? Because supposedly people even in Northern California will be able to see auroras in a G3 geomagnetic storm. Oh, hey, Mackenzie, speaking of which, you're in Oregon, so, you might be able to see Aurora Borealis tonight because there's a very large solar flare headed towards Earth. I don't know when it's supposed to get here, but I can already feel the air is very magnetized, so, hey, Pengreedy, what's up? What's up? I'm gonna talk about stuff tonight, Madonna being one of them, and I'm still dumbfounded as to why that video didn't upload. It makes no sense because there was no copyright infringement that took place. Zero. I didn't do anything with her. I literally didn't even play her video. I just basically skipped along through different scenes. I had the audio off. I was talking over it the entire time. And for those of you who don't know how copyright works, you would have to literally play someone else's video with the audio on and just sit there silently as if it's your own video. That's what copyright is. And I did none of that, okay? So I'll keep hopefully they didn't cover the skies. It's, the cloud cover is very heavy over here and it's very unusual. I've been seeing weird stuff in the clouds lately. These weird triangular shapes. I even made a short the other day of this thing this cloud that looked like a perfectly geometric diamond in the sky. And I made a video, but you couldn't see a damn thing. So I was forced to take it down because it was just pointless. But there's weirdness in the skies tonight too. And the insects are going crazy, which is unusual because they've been extremely quiet for so long. And now they just became alive tonight. The insects have become alive. I don't know if it's related to the solar storm, but, whatever it may be. So, how you guys doing? Anything new? Yeah, I'm gonna ask people around, people that live up north, if they see auroras, like my friend Teresa, who lives in Massachusetts, might be able to see Aurora Borealis, which would be pretty cool. Extra tired today. Me too. I feel so drained. Everything just feels like it's really hard. Like every movement is just a struggle. I'm like, come on, man. Keep moving. I don't know what it is, but it's something. Yeah, so I was debating like if I should even talk about that video, considering, a lot of people still haven't seen it or don't want to see it, which is understandable. But I did notice some stuff I didn't notice before. Agitated, yeah. Yeah, there is agitated electricity in the air for sure. It just feels something electric is like trying to harvest energy or something, like something extracting. I don't know how to explain it, but her video, the 2019 Eurovision show, no matter, it's kind of like my second pet go-to. It's like I keep going back to it over the years. And it's so strange how she sings these words with such conviction and like such realism, as if she knows what she's singing about is to come true. Now let me explain. So she's up there and she's looking at us with her one eye, saying not everyone will make it to the future. And you could just tell by her gestures and the way she presents herself that she's not just singing those words, that she actually knows that to be true. But how? Why? Why her? I mean, yes, a celebrity, but why does she have sacred special knowledge if she does? I mean, you know, is it because she's an occultist of sorts? Or I don't even know if she is. Sometimes I feel like she just pretends to be. I don't know. But it's kind of weird the way she also, I noticed it makes it a lot harder to talk about a video when I can't see it in front of me, but I'm going to do my best. So you guys go from totally irritated, tons of symbolism. Yeah, exactly. She knows. She sold her soul. Yeah, that's what it seems like, right? It seems like she sold her soul for sure. She walks down the stage with the inverted cross. And there's a cathedral setting in the background. You have the Capuchin monks, which is a theme not only on the stage, but it's in the background as well. You have several things I didn't notice until I watched it recently. Yeah, she's irrelevant. Yeah, she's irrelevant. I never liked her music. I was never a fan. Like, this is literally like one of the only videos I've ever seen of her. Unless it's some nonsense from the 90s that I accidentally saw on MTV. But yeah, and the theme of the monk and the priest, but it wasn't just any priest. So she's out there and she's saying, "We know about your crimes." So she stopped singing, and the people reveal their gas masks, or the dancers reveal their gas mask with the flowers on top, which is a theme that's in the Denver airport murals, by the way. Freaking gas masks everywhere, I swear. And she's saying, "We know about your crimes. We know about your crimes, and we know what you did." And right when she says that, behind her is or it looks like a Russian Orthodox priest. I don't know if it's a Russian Orthodox priest, but it's an Orthodox priest, okay? It's not just any priest, because I spent many years in the Orthodox Church growing up. And I know that wasn't a Catholic priest. But next to him was a Catholic monk. So, Orthodoxy and Catholicism being, the oldest forms of Christianity, especially Orthodoxy, what do you call it? I forgot the sect in Ethiopia. They're considered to be the oldest Orthodox sect. That's like one of the first churches. Well, my point is that she says that right as they're behind her. So what is she implying? What crimes is she talking about? It's not recent crimes, okay? I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, she's not talking about crimes that were committed recently with, priests, harming children or something like that. This is something totally different. She's singing about some sort of ancient crime, or what she considers to be a crime, and she's relating it to this religion. Now, is it just the religion itself? Is it inquisitions? Is it I don't know. If she's a Kabbalist, then I guess Orthodoxy would be blasphemous to Kabbalism, sort of, I suppose, because there is a schism and a rift between, those religions. But the religious theme is, very relevant in her video, and it has a lot of similarities to Piggo too in terms of the religious symbolism. So, what is she saying? What crimes are committed? Not everyone will make it to the future. Not everyone that's here is going to last. And you have the wormhole, like she's traveling to the future. You have the Statue of Liberty blown up, with New York blown up. Yeah, well, duh. Yeah. Yeah. Duh is indeed true. You have, not normal fire behind her. It's this green, ugly, nuclear radioactive type fire that's behind her. First it was the water, the tsunami, and then it was the fire. And it was a scorched earth type of scenario with this green, hazy, ugly radioactive mist. So it was portrayed not as a normal fire to begin with. None of us gets out of TV. That isn't actually. I like that. None of us gets out of TV, because it does feel like a TV world. Yeah, none of us gets out of TV here alive. I'm glad you said it that way, because for some reason it makes perfect sense. Okay. It's a rebirth. Yeah, it definitely is a rebirth, which is why I put the New World Order discussion on top of her video, because people have this idea of the New World Order being simply a restructuring, a social sort of hierarchy dynamic where you have one country become a superpower, or another country become a superpower, or nation states disintegrate and they become one world and the one world currency. It's a pretty well-known thing. It's a pretty common theme. However, I think that aspect of it might be true, but it's irrelevant in what the actual meaning of the New World Order is. I am still watching the show The 100, and the New World Order makes sense to me in the sense that it's a new sort of, all knowledge is lost. Okay, so it's a rebirth, a reset. Okay, it's a reset of civilization. But why is that important? It's important because, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. Because if you have so-called gatekeepers that have been in control thousands of years, right? And they see a civilization reaching a peak in knowledge. And right before a peak like discovery, before a discovery is made that will change the world, for example, they come in and then they bring in the reset, and that knowledge is lost and you have to start over. You have to start your civilization over again from scratch. That's what the show implies. So I'm bringing in the 100 for a second, because nothing is rebuilt. Like, what's rebuilt after the nuclear war is, this very primitive, barbaric civilization that worships this AI. And in previous resets, it's pretty safe to assume that something similar happened many times over. Whether it's on a macro scale or it's a smaller civilization like the Mayans, there is a sacred knowledge that is lost, whether it be technological knowledge whether it be something that will uncover the true essence of who we are. And once we reach that point, these rebirth people, whoever they are, they reset it so that it's like you take a boulder, that Greek myth, I can't remember the name, but he's pushing it up the hill and he keeps pushing it. And once he reaches the top, it just falls back. He can never reach the top of the mountain. I think that's the idea here of a new world order. Yeah, it's not Bitcoin, Bitcoin's going to be the only currency. I mean, yeah. I mean, that could play out for a while for sure. For a few years maybe. Where that might be the case, where nation states dissolve and there's one global government. I mean, I could see that happening too, for sure. I mean, our civilization is so massive that it would be really hard to. I think it's harder than people think to take the whole thing down. I mean, it would have to be something really catastrophic because there's a lot of us. There's a lot of freaking people. So, but then again, eventually, something will come where we'll reach that point. And I kept having this vision of the capstone of the pyramid, where I was meditating on this earlier, like what is the meaning of the capstone and why it's missing off the Great Pyramid to begin with. And I think that capstone is not missing. I think it's being hidden somewhere because it contains power or something that is responsible for these resets, possibly. What are you guys saying here? Yeah, starting over, maybe RH negative tests something to do with the reset. RH negative, yeah, interesting. Yeah, because when I hear New World, I think New World, right? I don't think rebalancing of power. I don't think one superpower turns into another superpower or they switch places, it goes to China. I mean, that is going to happen for a while. I mean, that's inevitable too. But when I hear New World, I think of New World, like, new civilization, new everything. That's what I think of. But, it's all speculative. Nobody freaking knows, So, going back to Madonna for a second, though, another thing I noticed was at the very end of the video. So I made one of the first, actually, I think the first video I made of Madonna and that specific, stage show was towards the end. For like a few seconds, you see this spider creature behind in the screen behind them, and it's really clear. Like, I don't know, some people don't think it's very clear. I think it's pretty obvious that it's some kind of alien spider creature, and it's above them. But below, on the staircase, I've never noticed this before. There is a church, and the church is upside down. And that is just, it tripped me out because you could see this inverted cross. And I kind of put the two and two together. You have this spider alien queen thing looking over the inverted cross. And that theme is just so bizarre. And not to mention her dress, where she has another creature, another alien-like creature breaking out of an egg. So it's like, what does this mean? Or is this like multiple types of aliens involved? I mean, I don't know. Like, it seems alien to me though, this whole thing. Or even that the religions are connected to the aliens. Maybe that's what her show is implying. The alien connection to the religions. I don't think that's far-fetched at all. Anyway. serpent. Yeah, it kind of looks like a serpent, but I had a debate with my friend. He thought it was a woman. I'm like, where do you see like? It's really hard to see what's coming out of that egg on her dress. Very hard to see. Like I've stared at it for long enough, and it looks like a reptile head or like a crocodile head or alligator. Actually, more like an alligator. And I guess like it creates this sort of pareidolia where like depending on what angle you look at it, it can be a woman or like or a human with long hair, maybe a serpent. Yeah, and then there's a serpent around the egg. There's a serpent around the egg, Mackenzie. Uh, so is it the serpent seed, a serpent DNA? Um, it's so weird. I don't know. It's just like one of those puzzles I can't ever get away from, no matter how hard I try. It's like I will not stop until this puzzle is solved, you know? It's like, it's frustrating. I have been staying away from Pedgo too for the most part, though, so I am succeeding in that. However, the overall theme of this thing, I just can't get away from it. It feels too important, okay? It feels important and relevant to everyone, okay? That's how I feel about. They wouldn't be presenting this stuff to us if it wasn't important in the way that they're presenting it. In the open, not a secret. Openly presenting these themes to us for a reason. Not all necessarily negative reasons, I don't think. Not at all. There could be something very positive to this, actually. Maybe they're trying to get people to see the truth of what's behind these things that control us. I know, can almost see through it, but not quite. It was hard to tell, absolutely. So what do you think? Doesn't it kind of look like a crocodile, Mackenzie? Or like a reptile that's coming out? Well, it makes sense. I mean, reptiles come out of eggs, so I mean, this dress of hers though is really one of a kind, like custom. And she made it a point to like walk down the stairs with her dress. She had her hand over it so everyone could see the damn serpent. She was really adamant that everyone frickin' see her damn serpent. So not only is there conviction in what she's singing about, she made it a point for everyone to see the egg. The egg, right? The egg, the frickin' egg. What is it? Is it a form of DNA? Is it the Antichrist? Is it the DNA that will be in the Antichrist, or a reptile consciousness that will be used by the Antichrist? I mean, there's so many things to speculate about. I don't even know where to begin. Very familiar. I feel like it's multifaceted, some truth, some BS, and some weird mix to get us to focus somewhere we needn't to be looking. Maybe. Yeah, I think you got a point too. Hey, Loyalty, how's it going? You got a point too, because there definitely is a lot of lies mixed in with the truth. It's pretty clear and obvious that whoever these controllers are, have tried to make this as confusing as possible. And they're toying with us. They're playing with us, though. They're playing with our minds, you know? I think they like seeing our reactions. I think it gives them some sort of sick joy. Maybe they're bored. Maybe they're like these ancient gods and they're just bored, and they just like sitting around and watching the Earth game, and they're like, hey, let's have this weird blonde lady come out with one of our serpents on stage. Let's see if they can figure it out. We'll give them some clues. Oculus. Yeah, that's right. Oculus, yes. Easier to control, confuse, and scared people. Yeah, for sure. I think it is what we're going through right now. Those who see and those who do not see. Yes. I kind of see the purpose for the thing about these resets, right? And this idea of a new world order is, I can't figure out, like, is this, because there are people out there like Jay Dreamers who talk about this being like a natural cyclical thing, right? And I'm sure you guys know, you heard of the Planet X people. That it comes around ever so often, and then there's a reset. I don't know anymore, because the way it's implied, it almost feels like they initiate the reset. And in her video, that seems to be especially the case with the gas masks and the nuclear fire, and they're initiating the reset with their nukes. So I don't know. Is it natural? Maybe not this time around. I don't know. I think some are going to the next level and many are not. Yeah, I want to go to the next level too. I want to go to the next level. This place, man, it wears you down. It somehow has this way of wearing you down. Even if nothing happens, it just drains you, just being here somehow. Some guys in the distance, like, I don't know, I think they're playing basketball. They're like screaming their asses off. Must be a good game, guys. Exactly, yeah. Yes, you are too. All of you guys, we're all making it to the next level. Let's proclaim it. Let's visit. Let's make it. My brain is not working. What was I going to say? Let's use our mouths to proclaim it as truth, and say it confidently, like frickin' Madonna sings her words with such confidence. And okay, so she's saying not everyone will make it to the future, but there's very little indication in her video as to what that future is. Okay, you see, a city destroyed in the background, and trees growing all around it. So it implies that time has passed and nature has overtaken the city. Okay, that's the only clue we get, unless you include in that the religious stuff and the inverted cross and a change in religious beliefs, blah, blah, blah. We're definitely going to the next level, yeah. I noticed errors in the Bible had to have been done by an Egyptian because they don't use vowels, so they would mix up grammar and use the words that sound similar phonetically. Yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah. Not to be all misery loves company, but I'm a little glad I'm not the only person tired. And you don't have to apologize. We get it here. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen next, though, or what's going to happen in this world, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like trying to see to the end of the year right now, see how things play out. I'm like, I don't know. Like, doesn't look that great, really. I definitely think there will be a state, if this new world order comes to pass, there will definitely be a global currency aspect to it for a while before the total reset. And I don't think that'll be far off, like maybe next year at the latest, if there isn't total nuclear war right now. I know that feeling, yeah, it's a feeling like no other. It's like a soul tiredness. It's like a frickin', it's not like your body is necessarily tired, or even your mind. It's like your soul is tired. What is your soul tired from? I don't even understand what it's tired from sometimes. But I know that it's tired. It's weird, I'm telling you. What is draining it? Or what is going on? Yeah, I don't want to be part of the reset either. I mean, with the way she says not everyone sort of implies like, well, not everyone is like a generic term. I mean, is it half the people won't make it? Is it a third of the people? Is it 5% of the people that won't make it to her damn future? Like, it's a really generic way of saying not everyone will make it to the future. But at least she's not saying most won't make it. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to be part of her future, though. That's the thing. I probably don't. Frickin' made a video about your damn video, Madonna, and you have to take it down. I mean, again, I made 6 other videos. Those other videos, I used her audio. And I played entire clips. No copyright. This one, why? Was there a copyright? I don't know, but there was. I don't know. Whatever. I'm letting it go now, but I'm letting it go because I've pretty much talked about the things I've noticed, except one more thing I left out was there's a hexagon in there too, in the screen. So there's a hexagon, but it's really kind of subtle, and it's made out of cobblestones. There's a hexagon made out of cobblestones, and the first thing that came to mind immediately when I saw it was the Saturn, the North Pole of Saturn, because I had that exact shape of that pattern on the North Pole of Saturn. It's a eternal storm, I guess. I don't know what it is up there, but it's a storm. I went online to look up a map of something and found a really cool story. I was halfway through when I realized it was my ancestor. Moral of the story, as bad as it feels, our family's made it. Nice. There you go. I do not want to be part of her future. Just the next level, yeah. I couldn't write what I wanted because of the limited text rule. Interesting. All right, I'll go on for 5 more minutes, since the energy is all weird and we're all weirded out. Yeah, that's the thing about it. I kind of wish she. Well, actually, no, I'm wrong about that. That was her only clues about the future. I mentioned it in a community post where you had the Israeli and Gaza flag, Palestinian flag, holding hands together, and they just drop off. So they go to the top of the staircase, and they just fall off. And I'm like, okay, so they love each other now. And then all those other countries. So I guess the message is peace on Earth. I guess, in her special future, which is okay. Her video is extremely similar to the Denver Airport murals, or the former Denver Airport murals that are no longer there, because they took them down, and they make fun of people who talk about it. But the flowers and the gas masks and the the flags of countries, and they're even. Did you know in the Denver Airport murals that there are children wearing face masks? I gotta find that mural online, but they all have a flag of a country on their chest, so kind of similar to Madonna's video, but they had them on their back, and they're all wearing literally like face masks. All these children, once they took down the guy in the gas mask. So the gas masks come off, the countries disappear, and there's lovey-dovey kumbaya, peace on earth, because Ginger Jesus came with the reptile seed in his DNA. Maybe. Uh, Alrighty. No matter what happens, we are sealed. God wouldn't reveal all these things to us to have us pass away. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But then again, like passing away, I mean, there is no death, though. You know what I mean? Like, there is no death. So, we're not really passing away if we do. We're just going to the next level, like Mackenzie says. But yeah, maybe you're right about that. Um, I don't know. I guess time will tell and we'll see. We'll see. Passing over, yeah. On that note, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Any final thoughts, anyone? Now that I've got Madonna's video out of my chest, we'll talk about something new next time. Not afraid to die, just afraid to be stuck here. Yeah, for sure. Well, try to, like the last live stream I did where I'm just sort of letting go of everything and I'm still in that phase and that process. And it's been helping me a lot. So maybe if you can, it's really hard to do, but I just want to be in that mindset of, just hey, it's all good, and I'm trying to be there. I'm trying to be in that place. It's not always perfect, of course, but it just feels like it's time to let go, basically. It really does feel that way. All right. You have a good night. Yeah, have a good night, guys. Have a good one.